What on earth is a stencil gut? Well, I'm here to tell you, stencil guts are actually the dropout parts that fall out when we make stencils. We save them because, well, we're like that. And then we go through them and we divvy them up and we make different groups of gut categories that you can purchase. This is a bag that's called StencilGuts Dirty Random Guts. And I'm going to open it and show you what you might get if you bought this. They're all different, so we never know for sure. But just look at some of the goodness that is inside here. Support. You get support. You get, look at this. Oh my gosh, and at this. And these little random parts, some of these are states. I mean, I love it, right? So what on earth would you do with stencil guts? Well, I do all sorts of things with them, and I want to show you just a few of the things that you can do with them because they're a lot of fun to use. Probably the easiest thing that I could show you would be to use a gel printing plate, like a monoprinting plate. And this is about the simplest thing that you could do with guts. And if you're doing monoprinting with guts, then they will last you forever and ever. But there's also things that you can do where the actual gut becomes the art too. So let me just show you a few things. All right, I'll brayer this out. And I just have a few index cards over here at the side. Boy, that looks pretty cool just like that, right? So now I'm throwing some guts down very randomly. And of course, you know I'm using the paper clip because how much did I love it. And then we will take a little print off of this and we will see how it looks. We can print a couple things and you can get an idea of how cool the guts really are. All right, so let's put a few index cards down. Such a great way if you have a small plate like this is to use index cards. I love it, love it, love it. And then when you pull up, you can get this, which is quite nice, or this, or this. Now, I'm gonna remove the stencil and I'm gonna lay it on here, and I have a clean brayer. And I'm going to just brayer over it a little bit more to get another impression. This one, put over here, get another impression. And I bet if you're like me, your mind's already going in a couple different directions of things you might do if you had some guts. Well, second and third prints, just like you would if you're using any kind of a stencil on a plate. Never know what's gonna crop up. These already are looking kind of cool for me, and I know I'm gonna work with them further. Using your monoprinting gel plate is a great way to use guts, but there's plenty of other ways too. Let's talk about them. All right, so since I seem to be rather smitten with this paper clip, let's put the paper clip down and get a couple alcohol inks. This is plastic, so we're talking Mylar, right? And alcohol ink and Mylar are friends. Friends in the way that they stick together, in a good way, just the way you're gonna want them to stick together. So I'm just kind of spreading this alcohol ink out on this little Mylar paper clip. And I'm gonna, oh, this is too dirty to use right now. Let's see if I can clean this off and brayer it over there. Just making sure I get coverage on both sides. And look what I've got. I've got a purple and orange paper clip that could be an embellishment in who knows what. I just think it's rather cute. You could even go back and add metallics or whatever. So think about using guts with alcohol ink. Let's just say you've got a little bird here. So you can make things with your birds. You could brayer around the bird. You could take a sponge and sponge around this bird. Use it as a mask. And then you're also painting it at the same time, which you may or may not want, but if you don't want it, you can just drop it into some soapy water and use that. So it's a great way to use a bird as a mask. Voila. Or how about this? I love to make little patchwork birds out of washi tape. So all you need to do if you're making a patchwork bird is just get a couple strips of washi tape and start adding little pieces to the bird. Just here and there, willy-nilly. No particular plan in mind, right? You're making a patchwork bird after all, and it's going to be very unpredictable in nature. So you can do this a couple ways. You can just fold it over the back like I'm doing right here, or you could trim it off if you like, whatever suits your fancy, as we say. And typically I will use a couple colors that may tend to go together just to get some variation in the birds, but you could take this in any direction you want. Make patchwork birds. You could make a patchwork paper clip. The Guts packages are unpredictable. You never quite know what you're going to get. We price them quite reasonably, and we only offer them, oh gosh, maybe just once a year, because it takes a lot of manpower to basically go through all of our, dare I say, garbage and figure out which ones are good enough to make the grade and become a gut. You know this bird is making it, though. It is too cute for words. I'm already loving it. So you can clearly imagine how you can finish this bird up and turn it into your own special embellishment. These masks you could use in any way that we use stencils, any of the myriad of ways that we use these in our business and that we have demoed over and over. Think about rubbings, use them on tissue paper, use them in your projects, use random ones, like a bunch of these, just glue them down as texture on a canvas or a piece of paper. Who knows? Tons of ways to use guts and to create things that are individually yours and that will never be found anywhere else because you made it. I hope this gives you an idea of how to use guts in your artwork.